much. We're kind of seeing a repeat of Zerg in the last game, where he's got a ton of bases up, and he's doing a pretty good job, but he's not really mining from them. So he's not getting the benefit of having a ton of bases up. It's sort of like bragging rights, but not really, you know, he's not being effective with his bragging rights, if that makes any sense. So he's going to go ahead, he's going to take down the extractor, which confuses me a little bit. I don't know. I guess maybe he saw the Mulus leave and he knew they'd be coming in, and he didn't think he could hold it. And he's certainly not going to hold it from all these Zerglings and this Lurker. So, I guess he just wanted to do what damage he could, and he correctly identified about when the Mulus would get there, and was like, well, I don't have time to take down the hatchery. So, but it looks like his attack did drive off the Muta. He did not lose his natural. He lost a lot of drones, or a lot of SCVs at his natural, but he didn't lose the natural itself. Which, obviously, this hardly needs to be said, but if you lose the natural itself, it's a lot harder to retake. You gotta, you know, wait for the command center to rebuild, and it's a big delay. If you just use the SCVs, then you've got 2 command centers, or, you know, however many command centers, in this case it's 2, that can just immediately rebuild some SCVs. So, I will say, I think Flash may be a little bit too aggressive here. I mean, he keeps moving in with small squads of Marines and a couple of medics, but he doesn't have that, you know, crucial Terran Ball going on, which the Terran Ball just basically lets you, you know, really just last. This one goes in, does some damage, then eventually gets cleaned up by mutas, and then he sends another one in. You know, a real Terran Ball with, like, you know, 6, you know, twice to 3 times as many infantry and like 6, 8 medics. That thing can just last forever. And wow, Action is going for a greater spire. What's that thing beside it? Can you see beside it? If that's like a double spire, then this could be great. This could be great, and this could be bad. I've seen a lot of Zergs fail lately, because they'll go for the Greater Spire, and they'll get Guardians, they'll be like, okay, I'm going to win now, I've got Guardians, and then the Guardians just die, and they get pushed back, and it's bad. It's bad, guys. Bad guys, bad guys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Come on, boy. Second verse, and okay. Flash is now taking a position on the place where Action didn't expand. He's gonna make sure he doesn't expand. Maybe he's expecting a drone there soon. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why you would attack the place where. Oh, okay, that thing next to it was the Defiler round. That makes sense. So Defilers and Guardians. For those of you that don't know, because I didn't know this for a long time, and then somebody called me a noob because I was. Defilers, you can't use Defilers on mutas. You know, if you try and shoot something that's above the cloud, you can still shoot it fine. It only protects your ground troops, and it also doesn't protect buildings. No matter how many insects there are, you can still hit the broadside of a barn. These are highly trained Marines. They must have changed that rule or something. I didn't think you were allowed to put lurkers directly on top of one another. That's very tricky, but that's... I thought that was illegal. I know it's illegal in a lot of the tournaments we play here stateside. And then, that's kind of cute where you put the drone on top of it. I'm a drone! Just spit at them. And that's why this is a bad idea, guys. All of a sudden that siege tank comes in and I want to hit all of you. Crap! And there come the Guardians. But again, I mean, Guardians are... I mean, with this small group of medic Marines, that'll be effective. But Guardians just really aren't effective against, you know... You need to use cliffs. Right now you're just out in the open, and the Marines just run up and kill you. And that is not good. And the Wraith gets one shot off before Scourge hits it. So, they're going to go in, they're going to shoot. They do take out one Lurker, but then there's just concentrated... The Guardians do very well against Medic Marines. Those little corrosive acid balls they shoot do a ton of damage. Absolute ton. Ooh, and that sucked. I saw the pop. But still, it got the Science Vessel even though it popped. And what the heck? That was weird. He was right on the Wraith, and then he said, "Oh, I'm going to kill that Science Vessel instead." And then he turned around and ran his Scourge right into the Medic Marines. So, not the best thing in the world you could do there, buddy. So he's lost all of his Guardians, or at least the first 3, I shouldn't say all. He does get a pretty good consume off. And he does... The key to a good consume is, do you get the Science Vessels? Honestly, Marines and medics we could care less about, they die easy, but you need to get those science vessels. So you can have a hero Scourge or a hero Mutilist go in and shoot once and kill it. Unless Flash is smart and repairs it. Which, this is Flash, he's probably going to be smart. But I don't know, I've seen a lot of pro gamers, they're just like, I can build more. You know, and that's... I guess it's because of the amount of micro you need to actually wait for the SCV to go down and, you know, fix it. But that's a dead Defiler. Eventually, that is one of the most decorated Wraith pilots in the Federation. He killed a Defiler. Good job. Wraith, it must be so exciting for a Wraith pilot to kill something that's on the ground. I wonder if they just have like a orgy, and you see that there, a drone just, ooh, hey, look at all of them go by. Here comes a Hydralisk. Hydralisk takes out that Wraith. Wraith is not able to get a second kill, so he doesn't get to have a huge party. He got to have a minor party when he killed the first one. But yeah, I wonder if like the entire like Terran army takes a day off to drink whenever a Wraith like kills a hatchery or something. They're like, oh my god, it's the best day ever. And there goes a, okay, good. I was gonna say there goes a Dark Swarm, but initially it was too high and the tanks were still just hitting the things that came up. But they went up there, they took out the tanks, the medic marine had to fall back or they died. I think they fell back though. Oh, sorry, I had to yawn again. I should not be doing this so late at night. It's about 1 AM, actually about 1:30 AM, dang. This is going to mess me up at work tomorrow. But, yeah, I wanted to get this done for you. Probably won't upload it until tomorrow. It depends. I'll tell you this, if Action wins, I will upload it tonight. I will spend the time, I will make the videos, and I will get it to you. If Flash wins, and I'm betting Flash is going to win, which is why I'm agreeing to this, then I will get this uploaded tomorrow, because there's one more game, and if I'm already yawning, I'm not going to do another game and then do all the rendering, and yeah. It'll take forever. And there is, yeah, there's more fire bats coming out because there's Dark Swarm hitting the ground. And he tends, he's trying to hide like Hydralisk and Zerglings under Dark Swarm, which fire bats are pretty effective against. So there goes a Defiler. Defiler's saying, no, I'm dying. And you'll see that a lot. Whenever Defilers start dying and they're irradiated, before they're dead for good, they'll go ahead and drop a Dark Swarm on a tactical area of the map. That way, obviously, the enemy can't just walk in as soon as they're dead. It may not be the best place, you know, they can't tell what's going to happen, but they're going to lose it anyway, so go ahead and throw it out there. I have got to stop yawning. This is not very good commentary. You guys didn't tune in to hear me yawn, did you? No, you did not. I've got to say, Action's, you know, despite being, in my opinion, Action's a relative no-name. He's done a few things, but really, he hasn't done a ton. But he's been doing pretty well, I've got to say. He's holding Flash back. Flash is putting on pretty constant pressure, and while Flash keeps taking out bases, he's not really, he hasn't set Action back. Hasn't set the Action hero back. And here come a whole lot of... Ooh, that was unfortunate. Actually, it ended up not being so unfortunate. But I was going to say, he just barely let that Defiler get away. If he had killed the Defiler, it would have been mucho del bettero. Because the Defiler was able to get that Dark Swarm off, and actually, he killed off the lurker out before the Dark Swarm went up. And Zerglings, why are you... I guess, okay, that's why you're not hiding under Dark Swarm. You're going to be A-moved up here and waste all your time trying to kill a barracks. Really should have probably gone for the supply line, but that's the problem. In StarCraft, for those of you that don't know, and most of you know this, but StarCraft, if you've played a lot of RTSs, has a very narrow focus. You can't get a whole lot of the map on your screen at the same time. StarCraft 2 is the same way, and the reason is because Blizzard wants to force the player's attention to actually be a resource. You know, you cannot easily work on your base and the battle at the same time. You can hotkey back and forth, but you got to choose where you're going to focus on. Are you going to macro your troops? Are you going to micro your troops? You're going to macro your base. What are you going to do? Your troops do not fight very well by themselves, and that's what you saw. He's A-moved his Zergling into the base and said, do what you can, I have to be elsewhere. And There tried to be some Hero Scourge, did not quite make it. That's why, generally speaking, Hero Mutalisk work better. Hero Mutalisk will actually, you know, they survive a couple of hits. They'll still die, but they'll get in, they'll be able to fly in and get close enough to get off one of those shots, and since they bounce, that shot will end up hitting 3 things. So really, go ahead, pay the extra 75 minerals for Hero Mutalisk, extra, I guess, 25 gas, get it. It will kill so many of those guys. Your Scourge, basically with a Scourge, you don't need a Hero Scourge. It takes 2 Scourges to kill one normally. So a Hero Scourge that only takes 1 to kill it, not a big deal, honestly. That's not the coolest thing that's ever been. That's a lot of Science Vessels. Here comes some more Hero Scourge, but again, just stop with the Hero Scourge thing. Get a Mutalisk. 1 Mutalisk will take out 3. When you are taking some, there he goes. He's being smart. And see, there it went. And Mutalisks all live to fight another day.